Well now, my sons and daughters of daylight and ember, come gather round the fire while Aunt Nancy spins a tale. It's an old one, older than the mortar in your grandmother's cooking pot, and it begins with a small house by the river. This house wasn't rich, but its hearth burned bright from sunrise to sunset. Travelers rested there, neighbors shared stories, and children laughed in its golden light. The secret was not in the wood or the stone, but in the wife who tended it. Every morning she swept the ashes, fed the coals, sang her song, and warmth flowed through every wall. Her husband would boast, "See that light? My wife keeps heaven burning in my home." But pride can grow lazy. Seasons passed, and he stopped noticing the glow in her eyes. He still wanted her food, her care, her softness, but forgot that warmth needs honoring. One gray dawn, she simply sat still. No song, no spark. At first he laughed. "The wood is damp," he said, and left her sitting in silence. But by nightfall, the house was colder than the riverbank. The story truly begins there. By the next week, the laughter had faded, the stew spoiled in the pot, for nothing cooked without the fire. The house that once smelled of yam and spice now held only silence. The husband tried every trick. He beat the sticks, blamed the weather, and even went to the village healer asking, "What curse is this upon my house?" But the wise woman only shook her head and said, "No curse, my son. You starved your own flame." Still, he would not listen. He bought charms, built a taller chimney, even prayed to the ancestors for favor, but still no warmth came. For the spirit of the hearth listens only to respect, not desperation. Inside, his wife moved like a shadow through the rooms. Her eyes were calm, her heart tired. She no longer called to the children, no longer sang as she cooked. The walls began to remember laughter as a dream they once had. At night, the children whispered, "Will the fire ever come back?" And Aunt Nancy says, when the keeper of warmth closes her hands, even sunlight feels like stone. Winter came early that year. The husband shivered beneath heavy cloth, wondering how a man could feel so cold beside the woman who once made the whole village glow. He began to see her differently, not as servant or silence, but as the soul of the house itself. One evening he returned home and found her sitting quietly beside the cold ashes. Something inside him cracked, like old wood. He saw the truth at last. It wasn't the house that lost its fire. It was him who forgot how to tend it. He knelt beside her and whispered, "I have been foolish. Teach me again how to keep the flame." And there the tale turns. The wife rose slowly, as if waking from a long, patient dream. Without a word, she walked to the hearth and laid new wood upon the ashes. Her movements were steady, deliberate, the kind that carry power. Then she bent low, breathed once, soft as forgiveness, and the flame leapt high, hungry but kind. Light spilled across the floorboards, chasing away the shadows that had learned to live there. The pots began to sing again, their lids rattling like drums calling joy back home. The children gasped, then laughed. Even the old dog wagged his tail and curled beside the glow. Laughter returned like spring rain, washing the cold from every corner of that house. The husband wept, but she only smiled. "Now you remember," she said. "A house may stand on stone, but it lives on warmth." From that day forward, he honored her spirit. When guests arrived, he thanked her first. When morning came, he helped sweep the ashes, whistling softly, so the fire would know it was loved. And the neighbors said that the smoke from that home rose straight to heaven again, thin, silver, and sweet, like incense of gratitude. Now Aunt Nancy leans close on her great spider's back and whispers this to all who will listen. Never neglect the keeper of the hearth. Her warmth is not weakness, it is the pulse of the home. And to every woman who hears my voice, guard your fire well. Feed it for those who feed it with you, but never for those who take it for granted. Remember, children, love is a fire, and respect is the wood that keeps it burning. Go now, tend your hearths before the night grows cold, for even the brightest flame fades when left alone too long.